Your friends stand here to talk about a storm on the horizon. No, do not run to look out your window. This is a storm coming in the very society we live in. I am speaking of the end of feminism and the backlash against the Western woman. Again, my opinions. So keep the bitching to a minimum, please. Many of us, especially women, do not see it coming, but I assure you, friend, it is. As it has been said, big things have little beginnings. So true are those words. I recall back in 1997 telling a group of friends that a backlash against illegal immigration was looming. They had all laughed at me. Fast forward to today and I say I told you so. I saw the very small signs in the beginning, and I tell you now that feminism and the modern woman will taste a similar backlash as well. Many feminists thought they could enslave men. Many thought a man's supposed need for sex would have him endlessly jumping through flaming hoops and even laying down his life to get pussy. Feminists were wrong. We saw this happen in the black community. When black women became intolerable to deal with, many decent black men left the community to find women elsewhere. We are beginning to see this in other racial communities as well, as many men are getting fed up grabbing their passports and heading abroad. I recall in the mid-90s feminists going apeshit over men taking tours to Europe and Asia. Notice they did not give a shit about women in other countries until men started seeking them out. Feminazis tried to claim men were abusing these women, but truth be told, they were scared. They did not want men opting out of dealing with the Western bitch. They did not want men to find pussy that was next to free and to say fuck you to the overpriced American pussy market. Recently, the EMBRA law got passed in a vain attempt to stop men from meeting foreign women online. One must ask himself, if the feminists said we are useless and a woman does not need a man, then why are they trying so hard to stop us from leaving them? Feminists promised women they could have it all, and now the lies are being exposed. The marriage rate is dropping as well as the birth rate. Men are catching on fast. They have been getting scammed. I recently saw a magazine cover talking about women proposing marriage to men. I had to laugh to myself. Feminism has spawned a generation of very unfeminine women. Many are overweight, covered in tattoos, sloppily dressed, entitled, narcissistic, loud, rude, hateful, deceitful, manipulative and violent. Back when I lived in Dallas, I had to drive through the lower Greenville area, which is host to many bars and clubs. I witnessed women pissing in bushes, many passed out drunk on the sidewalks, and one even begged me for a ride with dried vomit caked on one side of her face. Yuck. Violence is also an issue. Due to the feminist belief that no woman can do wrong in the aid of man-guided judges and a broken justice system, it is no wonder why female crime is on the rise. Women are committing violent acts against men and children at an alarming rate. We see women rapists, child molesters and cold-blooded killers these days. Seriously? And there is a Violence Against Women Act that passed to protect them. These days, we as men are mocked, used, belittled and marginalized all over the media. We see movies where a 90-pound woman can kick a 220-pound man's ass. We hear songs about how we are dogs, liars and cheaters. We see women laugh at the idea of a man being sexually mutilated. We see weak, emasculated males constantly being torn down by arrogant women. Basically, our hands are tied and women may act with abandon. I remember getting furious at hearing the Beyoncé song "If I Were a Boy" over and over at one of my jobs. Male-dominated areas are constantly being invaded as the feminist wants us to have no respite from her evil. Thankfully, men are catching on and fighting back. To me, the Ryan McIntosh incident was a stern fuck you to the feminist ruling regime. Men are abandoning chivalry in this society, as one can see numerous videos of men knocking out belligerent, obnoxious women. The men's movement is on the rise as men refuse to be silent. Many are giving women the equal treatment they long wanted. In the wake of this, many women and feminists are backpedaling now. We have women complaining about how feminism fucked up chivalry and claim they are sympathetic to our cause. We have cock kissers like Suzanne Ventura who are trying to suck up to men and push a return to traditionalism. We have a slew of female MRA and MRM supporters, many of which I question the reasons behind their support, as I suspect most of it is self-serving. Some of these same women will attempt to tell you our movement will never work or it needs female support to get off the ground. I say that is bullshit. Men will make sweeping changes to society by simply working away and refusing to be part of a system that hates us. Many women are starting to understand they have painted themselves into a corner. Soon government funding of women will begin to run dry, and with women jading and alienating men, many will find they have nowhere to go. This is why you are seeing the so-called female peace treaty being slowly written up. In closing, it is your job to reject this peace treaty and finally make women earn our respect by contribution and hard work. They must be held fully responsible and accountable for their actions and called out on their shit. They will no longer get to trade pussy for a man's hard labor, resources and assets. Well, I am headed home to a blowjob, hot meal and some time on Killzone 3. Bye from your friend, Stan.